Hello. It's Thursday afternoon and I'm back down at the old house because Wi-Fi. Yep. Love the Wi-Fi. Alright, so I've had a look at a lot of your work and stuff, so choice. Very cool. First of all, must do a shout out to today's star pupil, Luke Roger. Hey Lukey. If I had thought that all it took was a global pandemic to actually get Luke doing his work properly, no, even then I still wouldn't want a global pandemic. But there you go. I've started to list all of the advantages that the pandemic has. One of them is that I don't have to rush and get the car windscreen replaced with Carlos in April. Those of you who know that story, don't have to worry about that one for a while. Those of you who do not know the story, I'll probably fill you in because let's face it, I'm going to rant about it at some point. Yeah, so Luke is doing his work and shout out to Luke. Luke, you're a legend. Yeah, maybe you can get some credits out of this. It'll be great. So I'm back down here with the Wi-Fi. So the plan is I'm going to upload some more videos and share them to the Google Drive with you. But there's a couple of questions that I've had from people today and I thought, you know what I'll do? I'll make a video because those crazy kids, they have nothing else to do but to watch YouTube videos of me sitting in, well, this is my old bedroom. These are my old curtains. They've got birds on them. Flowers as well. The flowers do scream, I'm a middle-aged woman, but the birds say, but I'm in denial about it. So that's what we're going to work with. Anyway, first thing that people have been asking about is the sheet with the Pratts. So think about your Hollywood Chris's. We all know that Andy Samberg is my favourite Hollywood Chris. If I'm going to rank my Hollywood Chris's, currently, right now, Chris Hemsworth, you can't go wrong with a little bit of Thor. Then we'll go Chris Pine. Then we'll go Chris Evans. And then we've got the one that is the reason we're having this conversation, Chris Pratt. So the Pratts, as I like to call them. So that's place, role, action, time, intention. I mean, they're in a stupid order, but the order is just so that we can think about Chris Pratt and Guardians of the Galaxy. Because right now, what could we use more than some Guardians of the Galaxy? Because we are Groot. I should watch that again. It's a good idea. Right, so place is the place that you're setting your scene. It could be that if you were doing Romeo and Juliet, the place is Verona, Italy, but you might be deciding to be Baz Luhrmann and set it in an American / Latino area of one of the coasts in a somewhat dystopian present with gang warfare. It's pretty much his version of Romeo and Juliet, isn't it? I think so. So it doesn't have to be the place that is set in the play, but the place that you've decided. The role, that's the role that you're playing. So you could be playing Romeo, or you could be playing Tybalt. I really do like Tybalt. Tybalt is a great character. Much maligned. Doesn't have any of the really good lines, but he does have some hateful ones right at the start. And Tybalt, he's right up there with like Iago as far as bad guys, I reckon. Anyway, sidetracking, digressing. The action. The action is what's physically happening. So if you turned the volume right off, what would you see happening? Would you see Juliet and the nurse talking to each other? Would you see a gang brawl on the street? Would you see Romeo and Juliet killing themselves with poison? Yeah. Then you've got time. So the time is, don't do the Oliver Healy and write 1:15 because that's not the answer. It could be the time that's relevant to your scene. It could be at midnight. It could be Thursday morning. It could be that the time that you want is the time that you want to set your performance. So 1920s. Or it could be something very specific and be 1929, right before the fall of Wall Street. Because we're all thinking about global depressions right about now. Actually, we're probably not thinking about global. Why is there a shadow on my face? There is a ladder casting a shadow on my face. I'm kind of okay with that. It makes it look like I've got after was it 5 o'clock shadow? Yes, I'm going to be growing my own beard and starting my beard braiding tutorial by Monday. I was tempted to make pasta today, and then I realised don't make pasta because you have no idea where your pasta machine is. It's somewhere and you haven't finished unpacking. One day I'll finish unpacking. Packing sucks. Anyway, the last one is tension. So the tension is the subtext. What's going on in the scene that is important but isn't necessarily what's physically being seen. It might be that the tension is around the gang rivalry. It might be that the tension is around the fact that Juliet wants to marry Romeo, but he's the wrong kind of person. It could be that the tension is around this ancient grudge that leads to new mutiny. So this tension for Prince is very different to the tension for Juliet. And the tension is different in every single scene. You can't necessarily see the tension, but the tension is there. So hopefully that makes sense. We covered it a wee while ago in class, like 1,000 years. The other questions that have come up have basically been in looking at your paperwork. In that last column, that why you're doing what you're doing. If you're a level 1, pretty much you can come up with any reason you like, and you will get, you know, one of those good old lowest of achieves that everybody likes. But if you are a level 2 or a level 3, these need to be connected back to the text. So when you've got why you're doing something, it could be that I am walking from this side of the stage to the other side of the stage, and I'm doing this quickly. The why could very well be as simple as because my role is the messenger and I need to get from the gate to the door of the castle. And then quote something from the text that gives you that indication, so that you're not just inventing it, that it's come from somewhere. If you're starting to go into deep and meaningfuls about your character's motivations, come back and have a look at what it is that's happening in the play that is the reason for why you're doing something. If you're trying to justify that your character really likes somebody, just find something that's going to indicate that in the text in and around. That indication doesn't have to come from your lines, it can come from somebody else's. You can infer, but always bring it back to the text. And that bringing it back to the text is the bit that's the most important. I think those are the main 2 things that are coming through today. Well, 3 things if you include Luke Roger actually doing some work. So 3 things. Your prats, you're bringing it back to the text, and you're being a Luke Roger and doing your work. So gold star Luke Roger, you're doing well. Very nice. Right, so I'm just going to now make this video go up into the clouds, and then hopefully you'll all find it. Nowhere near as fun as my morning videos, but possibly more useful. Maybe not that useful. Dinner tonight, quite exciting. Got a HelloFresh box last week, and can't remember what the 3rd recipe is in it. Something's got cauliflower. That's what I'm having for tea. Don't remember anything else about it at all, to be completely honest with you. I just hope it doesn't have coconut milk, because I'm not good with coconut milk. Yeah, I didn't have lunch yet. Got busy, and now I'm just fantasizing about dinner. Anyway, carry on looking after yourselves, looking after the people around you, and make sure you get outside and go for a walk, but not go for a walk with a crowd of people and get diseases. Like, go for a walk and just chill out and stop looking at computer screens just for a few moments, and remember that the world's not as bad as it seems if you watch too much news. But just stay away from people and don't breathe on them. It's a little bit like, you know how holding hands leads to teenage pregnancy? It turns out we were wrong. Holding hands leads to you all dying of coronavirus. So 2 meters apart, stay away from the people you don't live with. You can wave at them from a distance, or start tweeting at them like I have been and promising hugs later on down the track. I'm ranting. Tomorrow, I'm thinking, do I do the morning update, Trisha Paytas style, crying on my kitchen floor? It feels like a good idea. Or do I do it straight from the kayak? So many options. Anywho, I am renting. Pratt's, quotes, Luke Roger is a legend. Love you all.